after LSU lost on Saturday to Ole Miss, I think there's one very familiar question that's being asked by darn near everybody, and it's, what's wrong with Garrett Nussmeier? And there's a lot of different layers to that question. Is it physical? Is it his decision-making, awareness? A lot of different things, potentially. But the one thing that's really just undeniable is that Nussmeier, who was a 4,000-yard passer a season ago, has seen his production just plummet. Through 5 games, he's thrown for 1,159 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's been very efficient through the first 4 games until this week with the interception. But the production hasn't been there for this offense. That much is obvious. And the most common question after Saturday's loss has been, what's wrong with Nussmeier? Is he hurt? And I guess my issue with that question is that nobody had this concern just 7 days ago. And I'm not talking about beating Southeastern 56-0. I'm not talking about the fact that you ran over an FCS team. I'm talking about the fact that he was on time. He was accurate. He made all the throws. He threw accurately deep. He had zip over the middle. Like, nobody was talking about Nuss's torso 7 days ago. So did something happen in practice this week leading up, or was it something else? Like, just, again, follow the timeline with me, okay? So media's out there. We're watching practice from the start of fall camp. August 15th, it was a Friday. Nussmeier's not throwing. A day later, they're scrimmaging. He's a full go in the scrimmage. So if something was really wrong on Friday, then why is he scrimmaging on Saturday? 7 days later, it's August the 23rd, 1 week before Clemson. It's their walkthrough in Tiger Stadium. Nuss, media's there. Nuss is not throwing again. And Brian Kelly said it's just load management. They have him on a pitch count. He plays a week later against Clemson, wins National Offensive Player of the Week honors, right? Nobody's asking a question about Nussmeier's health. They play Florida on September the 13th. You all know. I mean, they scored 20 points. 7 were from the defense. The offense scored 13 points despite 5 interceptions. Kelly's asked postgame about the offense. He blows up on Cobble. And on Monday, so this would have been on September the 15th, 2 days later, Kelly discloses the torso injury.
I'll be honest, and I wasn't going to get into this, but with you guys, I will. You know, he's been slowed a little bit with a torso injury, and he's fighting through it, and he's getting better, and he's not going to be able to really shut it down until we get to the bye week.
Okay, so a lot of people said, all right, you beat Florida. He's got a torso injury. Why wait to the bye week? Shut him down against Southeastern. He goes out against Southeastern and looks sharp. I think we would all agree to that. Like, there was nothing that you saw. There was no underthrow on a deep ball. It wasn't like a wobbly 20-yarder. Like, he looked physically fine. So then you go play this game against Ole Miss. It goes badly, and now everyone's like, is Nuss hurt? All those questions are coming up again because the offense played very poorly. For what it's worth, this was the first time that Garrett Nussmeier was asked about this. First time there was media availability for Nussmeier. This is what Nuss said post-game.
I'm not going to answer any questions about my health right now, currently. Right now, obviously, I'm frustrated about the loss and just looking to get back, watch the tape, find ways to get better.
So, Nuss was asked if he was healthy. He says, I'm not answering questions about my health. Brian Kelly in the post-game was asked about Nuss if he was healthy. This is what Kelly said.
The quarterback is going to get micromanaged when you lose games. I get that, Jacques. Look, all I can tell you is, he's healthy. And, again, I think he would tell you, just like Tyree Adams would tell you, just like Chris Hilton would tell you, Barrow Sharp would tell you, we need to play better and more consistent on the offensive side of the ball.
So Brian Kelly says the quarterback is healthy. Is Garrett Nussmeier limited physically? Does he have the torso? Is it the knee tendonitis? Is it something with his arm? I don't know. I'm telling you candidly, I don't know. I've shared a lot of what I've been told since fall camp. You hear lots of crazy things and rumors, and it's hard to get anything solidified. But why? But if this was a problem on Saturday, why was it not a problem a week ago against Southeastern? I'm not talking about winning the game. I'm talking about the physical ability to make all the throws, which he did a week ago. And also, they took 7 deep shots against Ole Miss. They were 1 for 7 in those. You drew a few PIs, but they took 7 deep shots. They were attempting to throw the ball down the field. But ultimately, for me, what it comes back to is this. If Garrett Nussmeier is physically limited, run the ball. Right? Doesn't that seem like a pretty obvious thing to do? But on Saturday, you threw it 34 times and you ran it 21. And the game was never out of reach. It wasn't like you had to throw to play catch up. It was a 7-3 ball game until they scored at the 4:53 mark of the first half to go up 10-7. I mean, this was never out of reach. That should get you off schedule and off your plan. But I keep going back to what Cole Kubelik told us before the season when I asked him why LSU last year, with 4 NFL draft picks, why they could not run block. This is what Cole said.
I don't think that offensive line could not run block last year. I don't think that offensive line was given a fair chance to be good run blockers last year.
And when you look at it, it's the same thing again. LSU, so far in this season, has not even attempted to run. For the season, LSU has 147 rushing attempts in 5 games. As a per-game average, that is the fewest rushing attempts per game in the SEC. There's some teams that have only played 4 games, so they have fewer rushing attempts. So I also understand that on Saturday, your starting right tackle gets hurt in pregame warmups. And you're without DJ Chester for the first half because of targeting. And then Paul Mabenga gets hurt on the second drive of the third quarter. And so what's already a struggling unit is now down two starters. I get that's not ideal. But I can't help but also look and say a couple things. Number one, is pressure affecting throws? We saw it through the whole game against Ole Miss. You had 3- and 4-man fronts getting pressure. I was listening to Football Sunday with Jimmy Ott, and he had Mike Delicano and Rohan Davey on there. It's 2 former quarterbacks who were both giving their assessment, and they both said that when you're getting pressure with 3 or 4 and you're dropping 7 or 8 into coverage, now as a quarterback, you're uncomfortable because there are no throwing lanes. There are 7 or 8 men dropping into coverage, which means everybody is double covered. There is no clear lane to throw. And so sometimes you get frustrated, like the interception he threw into double coverage, like the pass to Trey'Dez Green at the end of the first half after the high ball to Aaron Anderson. The pass to Trey'Dez was into triple coverage. PFF rated that as a turnover-worthy play because it was. That's frustration, trying to make something happen in that situation. And then when they're getting pressure with a 3-man rush, not only are you trying to throw into lanes where there's defensive bodies everywhere, but now you've got pressure in your face, you're being flushed, and so now you're off target trying to throw on the run, you're moved off your spot, it makes it even harder. And to make things even worse, there is no threat of the quarterback run, which I know is something everybody's screamed about forever. But look at the other side of the field. What did Trey'Dez Chambliss do so well that affected LSU? When they brought pressure, he was able to convert with his feet. That was the difference. Ole Miss has a 3-man front. You've got 5 blocking him. Garrett Nussmeier didn't take off. He tried to run one time. He was sacked once, and he tried to take off one time. It's when the defender grabbed his undershirt and ripped it and got him down after a 1-yard gain. So look, Brian Kelly said back on September the 15th, he wouldn't get to be 100% until they were able to shut him down for the bye. Well, the bye is here. Shut him down. Do nothing this week. and take it very easy next week in the ramp up to South Carolina. And for the love of God, commit to running the football. You've got to commit to giving your guys an opportunity to make plays in the running game, because you're not going to ever bust the 20-yard or the 50-yard if you don't commit to doing it. So I don't know if something is physically wrong with Garrett Nussmeier. What I do know is, as we follow everything that's been said, the bye is here. He can shut it down. He should be the healthiest he's been when you come back against South Carolina. But a healthy Garrett Nussmeier doesn't matter a lick if you're still having this giant imbalance run pass, because he's still going to be throwing into 7 and 8 man coverages, and he's still going to be feeling pressure from 3-man rushes, 3 and 4-man rushes. And that's what every team is going to do until you show you are willing to run the football. Because why would they commit numbers to the box if you're not going to run it and you're just going to keep slinging it? I know this is all easier said than done, but sometimes the simplest answer is right in front of your face. Put numbers at the line of scrimmage and try to run the ball and see if that opens up your passing game. Make them commit numbers to having to stop the run and open up your passing game. Got 2 weeks to figure it out. And if they don't, it's going to be a very, very disappointing November. Everything that LSU has, every goal is very much in play. You have an incredible defense. You have a veteran quarterback that you've seen do it. You've got talented skill guys everywhere. And you have winnable games. You can win games. You can beat anyone left on your schedule if you play at what your peak is. And as Brian Keller likes to say, complementary football. But part of the offense complementing the defense is the ability to run the football. They got to figure that out in this bye week. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.